So most of us have done some out-of-the-box things when it comes to save money, but I recently came across a list of some extra unconventional ways to save money on everyday costs. So today I thought I'd share some of those with you. Maybe they inspire you, or maybe they just give you a good laugh. But I'm also going to share my personal favorite tip when it comes to managing money long-term. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel and send this episode to a friend who might love it. All right, number one on the list was to rent a storage cube as an office. Real estate can be a little pricey, but with a storage cube, you can actually get climate-controlled storage units for around $75 to $225 per month. And office spaces run anywhere from $1,500 to $3,500, depending on size and location. So, clever way, save some money, get a space for cheap, do your business there. Now there's no windows and, no people walking around. So maybe it is less distracting and you're able to just get what you need done in the storage facility. So, this isn't a bad thought. If this is what you need to do, not terrible. Be a little lonely, a little sad, a little depressing, but hey, you save some money. Number two is a wild one. I'm saying this more and more, but it is living on a cruise ship, you guys. So a few months ago on Smart Money Happy Hour, George Campbell and I talked about a retired couple who decided to live on a cruise for a year because they would actually end up saving more on food and rent. And so they went on a Royal Caribbean's 274-night Ultimate World Cruise, and it ranges anywhere from $54,000 to $83,000. And an average assisted living facility starts around $54,000 a person. So they're like, well, instead of doing that, we could just go live on a cruise. So, sure, right? At that point in life, if that's what you want to do, go for it. Long term, I think finding a place and, buying eventually is the smartest way because your housing cost, that line item in your budget is the one thing that will always go up if you continue to rent. So locking in a house and paying it off long term is a great financial decision. But, to save some money instead of living in the real world, just go live on a cruise. Why not? Number three is tiny houses and powered by solar panels. So one person on BuzzFeed says, technically, I'm off the grid because I use well water and I don't have an electricity bill and I parked on my parents' property. So there it is. There you go. Again, some of these are great. So kind of drastic, living off the grid, but for a season of life, why not? Now, one way we should all be a little off the grid is keeping our personal data safe from online hackers, which is why I'm going to tell you about one of our sponsors, Delete Me. We spend so much of our lives online. We're on social media, we are shopping, we are banking. So much of this is on the internet these days, but also so many of our names and addresses and work history and phone numbers and email addresses and more are out there for bad guys to exploit. Now, we need to protect ourselves, and that is why I love and use Delete Me, because Delete Me finds and removes your info from hundreds of data broker websites that buy, sell, and trade your personal data. So take control of your online privacy today and find some peace of mind with Delete Me. Individual Delete Me plans start as low as $9 a month. So sign up today at joindeleteme.com/Rachel for 20% off, or you can click the link in the description. Number four is that this person lives in their grandmother's old trailer. So this person posted online, I moved back to my hometown after my grandmother passed so I could live in her double wide for free. That is saving some money. Again, long-term buying real estate is good for your overall financial perspective, but, why not for the season? Number five is communal electricity. So another example was a girl would blow dry her hair in the hallway of her apartment building and plug in there versus using the plug in her apartment so she would, not be adding to her electric bill. So, it's creative. And number six, this is one that I do not get, but it is a thing right now, is live in a van. The van life is really taking off on social media. You got a flexible remote job, you get a van, and you just drive around and live in the van. And some people love it. They really do. And they create this very romantic lifestyle with van life. But man, I not my thing. So remember, for van life though, it doesn't eliminate everything. You still have to buy gas and food, maintenance for the van. You may have to get a gym membership to shower there, but some people are just free spirits in that way. So, and in the same token, the last thing that I saw, which was so interesting, is number 7, and that is live on a sailboat. So there are a lot of movies and TV shows out there with characters, that live on the water. Tom Hanks in Sleepless in Seattle, Matthew McConaughey in Failure to Launch, Dax Shepard in Parenthood. So boats are a place that people, they end up living. And again, long-term, I would say, though, like the van, it is an asset that's going down in value. So long-term financially may not be the best. And boats can be kind of pricey to upkeep and everything. So in general, though, people are doing a lot, you guys, to save money these days. It is hard out there, and we see you. But at the end of the day, remember, you are not a main character in a rom-com. There is, there's reality out there. And I think the more in time that you face that and you're like, okay, what can I do today, regardless of your age, to get control of your money and kind of, be realistic about real life and realistic situations, the better off you're going to be long-term. So I know I sound like I'm robbing joy and fun out of your life. So if you want to be adventurous and do some of that, do it. I'm not against that. But there is a point that reality hits and you have to realize, okay, I have to be wise with my money and be an adult here. And let me just say too, one of the best ways to really jump into that, if you haven't yet, is a budget. Just knowing where your money's going, you guys, is key. If you've not downloaded Every Dollar, our budgeting app, make sure to do that. I'll leave a link down below so you can create a monthly budget for free. But this is one of the best ways if you are looking to save money. Budgeting is one of the best because you actually know where your money's going and you have control over it. And listen, if you do have some debt and you want to get rid of it, make sure to check out my episode on worst ways to pay off debt to avoid going deeper into the financial hole. So you can click here, or if you're listening on podcasts, I will put a link below. All right, you guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.